AITA for pointing out to my ex that this is what she wanted, posted by Fast Calligrapher 593. My ex and I divorced 8 years ago amicably. She is the one who proposed we didn't make the kids switch back and forth for the time being. We'd each spend 2 weeks at the house and switch on and off. She said we'd do this until one of us moved on and got remarried, as obviously that wouldn't be a realistic setup. I agreed, and we put it in writing, including that this custody arrangement would only last until one of us got married. We also split rent on an apartment that the other lives in during their off time. All bills have been split evenly between both. Per the agreement, when this ended, we'd sell the house and split the profits, as it's in both our names. Our kids were 6 and 8 when this began. They're now 14 and 16. I have been with my now fiancé for 3 years. We started living together at her place 2 years ago. My ex also started living with her boyfriend, so we gave up the apartment and would still switch off living in the house during our custody time. While our partners didn't live at the main house full time, they have gotten to know our kids and everyone gets along. The kids love my fiancé and are excited for the wedding. My ex was happy for us until I spoke to her about putting the house on the market. Suddenly, she got weirded out and said she didn't want to change the arrangement. It was easier for her and it's nice to have a break from her boyfriend every 2 weeks. I said I get that, but my fiancé and I are getting a new place that's both of ours. The kids are okay with this and are fine with having to switch houses at this point. I offered to my ex that she can buy me out, but she can't afford to do that. She kept saying this isn't fair and she didn't expect I'd ever move on. I asked what if she married her boyfriend. She said she has no plans of remarrying and thought I wouldn't want to either. I just said, well, I am. We've started the process of selling the house, and she keeps trying to get the kids against the idea. But the kids honestly don't care. They've loved getting to house hunt with me and fiancé. My eldest wants to help fiancé decorate as they're close. The kids are also excited to spend more time with ex's boyfriend, as they'll be living with him and their mom. He's a very nice guy and they like him. Recently, we got an offer on the house, and my ex was very emotional, which I understood. This was a home we purchased together and raised our children in. I'm emotional to let it go as well. But when we were discussing it, she told me this is all my fault that she had to sell her children's childhood home. I told her that she's the one who came up with this idea 8 years ago, and she's the one who put in the clause that we'd get rid of the house when one of us got remarried. It's not my fault that she had some unspoken, unrealistic expectation. This set her off even more, and she started sobbing, telling me I'm a jerk for throwing this back in my face. So, am I the asshole for pointing this out? We've amicably co-parented for 8 years, and I'd hate to see that end over something like this. Bulbasaur Ranch comments, obviously, NTA. She set the rules, just doesn't like that they are being enforced now. Her problem is not yours to fix. It sounds like she just doesn't want to live with her boyfriend and his mom. I misread this part. OP response, she's not living with her boyfriend's mom, just her boyfriend. But I agree, the problem is that she is probably being asked more questions about committing to her boyfriend, which I don't think she wants to do. Beneficial Sort 4795 comments, NTA, she liked having a bolt hole from her boyfriend. That just means she doesn't want to live with him and that can be okay. She can rent an apartment and still spend some time apart from him. Her problem is she doesn't want to tell BF that's her plan. She's happy as is and doesn't want to live with him full time and admit that to him because it might cause a breakup. Again, that's all her problem, she's trying to make it yours. Smile and nod and don't engage. You were right when you told her this is the clause she wrote. No need to argue it further. She knows this is a problem she made based on an assumption that she shouldn't have made. Hope you have a nice wedding. Select Draw 385 comments, NTA, maybe the issue is related to needing a break from her boyfriend? That doesn't seem healthy. OP response, I don't think there's anything wrong with the guy, more so she has commitment issues. I know he wants to get married, she evidently doesn't want to. One of the reasons we divorced is she didn't like being married and wanted more freedom. I suspect she's starting to itch for that again. But I've told her to just move out of his place if she doesn't want to live with him and move on. Dangerous Week 900 comments, NTA, I don't know why so many people are saying she's still hung up on you. In my opinion, it seems like she doesn't want to give up the home you guys raised your children in, which is understandable. But it's wild for her to take it out on you given that it was her idea and that she never expressed a desire to discuss changing this arrangement until it was too late, after she had 8 years to bring it up. For the sake of your co-parenting relationship, maybe talk to her about how you understand that this is hard for her. Sometimes a little understanding is all people need, but you simply can't share responsibility for that home with her anymore. Also, maybe for Christmas, you can help your kids get her a gift that memorializes the house, like a custom snow globe, a photo album, a painting, or something made out of an architectural detail from the home. I still have a decoratively carved plank of wood that was left over from remodeling at my grandparents' house that is very sentimental to me, even though my grandma sold the house over 15 years ago. It hangs on my wall. Hollow Valentine comments, I have to say, this is all your fault, you're forcing me to sell our children's home, to how dare you throw it back at me is a wild switch. She's the one who made this a legally binding contract, she's the one who even had the idea to begin with, and now she's blaming you for it. And when you point out it's actually her fault, now you're blamed for not taking the blame and telling your kids you're the monster. I understand she's emotional because her easy fallback to avoid committing to her boyfriend fell through, and now she can't hide behind this as an excuse, but lashing out and trying to use the kids as pawns is not acceptable. Does the boyfriend know it was her idea? Or is he under the impression it was yours, and she can't commit to him because of what you've done? Someone this afraid of commitment is not typically brave at taking responsibility either. Edit, to those saying she's still in love with you, I honestly doubt it. I think it's more that she has commitment issues, thus why we didn't work out. She didn't cheat, but found marriage suffocating, and I think she wants an out from going further with her boyfriend. I've told her to just move out of his place if she doesn't want to live with him and move on.